So the inspiration for this video all started years ago, in a conversation with my father. The subject of wonder weapons had come up, and he said, so Hitler, he put his faith in wonder weapons, but Churchill put his faith in something else. What's that, people? No, Churchill put his faith in artillery. With that in mind, we're going to play a game of Arms Trader Tycoon Tanks, a game where you design and sell tanks in some manner of arms trade, where we put all of our faith in artillery. And what that means is we're not going to put any machine guns on our tanks ever. This will go very well. Obviously, I will be going by my full legal name, John A. Log, and as for the company, we'll have to name it something appropriate. Mobile Artillery Design. That doesn't stand for anything. So here's our first tank, the PGC-1. That is the Protected Gun Carrier 1. Speeding up through the first tank build here, it's basically tutorial. Now we mount our mighty cannons, and, as promised, we will not be installing these worthless tiny guns that aren't artillery. Alrighty, next order of business is to decide on what we're researching. A lot of the early components here are actually focused on ways you can mount machine guns, like this hull that can only mount machine guns. Luckily, we can actually skip that part of the tech tree entirely if we focus on a different area and get to this middle marker. As for what to choose specifically, we could go with mobility developments, save a lot of weight so we can carry more cannons faster. We could directly invest in our cannons. And again, a lot of the early firepower techs are just for enhancing your machine guns, but we can get some different cannon shells. We can get a different type of steel for our hulls, but that still just invests in the medium hull track. Ultimately, I just let our founding principles guide us here. At this point, I just make sure that everything is ready to be set in motion. And there we go. Wait, we should save. We should definitely save. Wait, let us save. So something I've realized about Tycoon games is that you always want to manage your money to make sure you're not... Never mind, we need to hire an executive and overpay him. Not sure how I forgot that, since it's the only important thing in business. It's not even Business 101, it's Business 99. Trust me, I went to a community college once. But as I was saying, I realized that the main difference between knowing how to play a Tycoon game and actually being good at it is probably not leaving your infrastructure idle and using all of your funds. For example, this factory is just costing me money right now.
I just bought a tank factory with no money down.
You did what?
But yeah, if you have a factory that's not building anything, you're paying for the workers and maintenance, and getting no returns. So you always want to run that thing. I will definitely adhere to this through the rest of the playthrough. Our first contract for cannon-armed Vanguard tanks comes in right as our tank finishes its design process. Let's see, oh, we don't do the Proving Grounds thing anymore. Okay. There was an update, and now the game works different, and I'm very familiar with it. I need to go fix the problems. This will cost an amount of money in return for making the tank work at all. Now luckily, to start with, they understand the most important thing, which is to have 2 cannons. More if you can help it, but we can't. Competitors offers I haven't played the game in this version, but last time I think we could get like to 300 success score and we would be like completely fine. Let's see. Arbitrary number. Arbitrary number. And... oh, we need to... Right, let's start production and just see how many we're gonna make, because we're gonna sell... we're gonna make as many as we can, we're gonna sell them all. To be safe, I want to keep the success score above 400, even though it's probably overkill. Nah, let's play risky. That's right. We're going to 395. That's hardcore business risk. So long as I don't remember what I'm doing. Which, to be fair, is kind of cheating. But I'm also not going to buy insight, because that's expensive and I don't care. Because I can cheat by having prior knowledge. Okay, so that gives me, about 15 days for delivery? Yeah, that looks about right. Let's go. Having unlocked further research, I decided it was time to continue on the path of learning more about gun. Except not gun, because we're supposed to be talking about cannons, and gun would include machine gun. Also, actually, I've chosen to invest in mobility, because then we can carry the more gun. We have now completed earning a money. At least one, but it appears even more. Now finally, I introduce the gambling mechanic. That is, you have a slight chance to finish a technology research instantly if you have this upgrade and some of the executives. Now I normally don't rely on this mechanic, but because when I was recording this I had just seen someone break math in Balataro again on a stream, I decided that gambling is funny and it's YouTube, so I'll just do that. Whether that proves to be funny or not is, in itself, gambling. Oh, I forgot. Last update they added a thing where you can only build so many buildings at once. Failure, on the other hand, is actually quite reliably funny. Oh, we've finally done it. We've entered a war. After failing to view that war on the world map, now we have I went a much higher weight the limit. Updated version of the tank we have. It's mostly the same, but now the tracks are a lot better and it's not overweight. So and the engine will be we also even more sad the solid shells in case we ever fight another tank. How exciting! We finally get reports of how our tanks are going to do on the front lines. And it turns out they're going to do very poorly. Yeah, those battle conditions determine what stats you're judged against to see how well your tank does, and intensity extreme means all the values are going to be very high. All of our tanks are going to, on the way to battle, just burst into flames from the stress of the commute alone. Soon enough, we get our next contract, and we get to see how much better our new vehicle is. Yeah, it's basically doubled our score better. It's so perfect for the role, we can basically charge whatever we want now. Which is pretty good for us. Competitors offers the same stupid tank they lost with before. And then we can raise the prices! They just price gouge the British government, which is okay for me to do and not unpatriotic because I'm not British. And this is fictional and in the past. And, oh, we can really start building more stuff. So we can either get a slight boost to everything. We could, like, focus on a couple of things. Or we could embrace gambling, which is content. This is what we're here for. We're here to make a story. Like, unlocking a bunch of technologies in rapid succession, or it just happens like a couple of times reasonably, and there's no joke to be made. Or even, nothing ever happens, and we've wasted all of our money up front. That's also a funny one. Speaking of funny chances. So anyways, we might need to do this. I can't believe we have to spend money on being vaguely safe and responsible, completely to our own benefit. That's not very business of us. Then again, I think business back then might have been a little bit smarter. After all, they say that submarine guy was like a modern Titanic, and that really undersells either how bad his idea was or how genuinely well engineered the Titanic was, to the point where it just had a series of very unfortunate smaller decisions, but it was a very advanced ship and was not made by complete freaking nightmare men. Was not made of carbon fiber either. Okay, now we can start getting free technology all at once. Okay, I was gonna buy resources, but no need to do that until we've actually gotten into this production run. Are you kidding me? Ah, well, we're paying them monthly, so let's replace them after the month is up. How did we do? I expected as much. Yep, deployment. We lost we lost 10 tanks in deployment. We were ambushed. We could not target them at all. We were hit. Now, they didn't actually hurt us in any way. And we fixed one tank. Now, machine guns might have actually been able to target and damage the infantry in this battle, so the challenge isn't entirely pointless, and I have an excuse to make this video and publish it on the internet forever. We fixed one tank. That's 29 days, plus 5 at most. Okay. So I looked over the numbers on this resource order. I didn't look at the right numbers, though. Oh. That was really stupid. Do I have an autosave? Yes, it is from hopefully before I just bankrupted us. It's not from... You autosaved immediately after that, didn't you? That was the timestamp you actually autosaved on. That is evil. Hey, a free research came in. An excellent consolation for us not having any other money. We have no money, but we have cannons. And that's what's really important. Any chance you could pay us for those, like, now? No? Okay, so I can't wait for the contract to be up before we just get a game over. So there was only one thing to do. Cancel the contract incomplete, and then we get a partial payout that puts our bank account in the positive, and somehow this is better than waiting a couple of extra days to get the full shipment. I'd complain more, but this just seems like something a business would realistically end up having to do. Oh no, Mexico and Liberia? No, that's funny. It's what now? It's Mexico and Liberia. Here is Mexico. And here's Liberia, the one that conservatives think is the United States flag when they're not paying attention. Anyways, it's very strange that they are now going to war.